Well, first of all, tell them that you forgot my name.
I wasn't sure exactly what your name was. I knew that it started with a K.
Ow. Babe!
No, I want to do those cool. There you go.
You're so annoying.
That's what all the kids are doing nowadays.
Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. If you are new and you haven't had the chance to check out our How We Met video,
What's wrong with you?
Anyways, go and check that out because we're gonna pick up right where we left off. So, let's get right to it. Tell them why you ended up thinking about me after the last time you saw me at BR.
Okay, so it was around June. It was June. And I was at home watching the Stanley Cup playoffs. I was just sitting on the couch and it was a random thought. I just thought Chicago Blackhawks, Kian's from Chicago, and then just a thought of her like just popped into my head. I was like, I wonder what she's doing. I'm like, you know, and I did see her and then I haven't seen her in a while, so I thought, well, maybe I'll try getting in contact with her. So I tried looking her up on Facebook and...
Well, first of all, tell them that you forgot my name.
I wasn't sure exactly what your name was. I knew that it started with a K and that I remember it was like a unique name, right? Mm-hmm. And so racking my brain for a little bit, I remembered what it was. And then so I tried looking her up on Facebook. I couldn't find you. So then I Googled her. And because she was in journalism and you had like a YouTube account or something like that,
Basically, I had a lot of online presence.
Yeah, I went to images and I saw a photo of you, and then I recognized your face right away, obviously, so I clicked on the photo and it was a photo from your Facebook profile. And the reason why I couldn't find you is because I wasn't searching on your full name, so you didn't come up. So when I searched on your full name, you did come up, and I think I just sent you a friend request, right?
He did, and then basically, the interesting part is that because I was in journalism school, which means I'm always on my computer, always on my phone, I like to go on social media breaks after each semester. I was on my social media break when he sent me a friend request, but the thing is, I actually have two Facebook accounts. One is personal and one is for work or for journalism stuff. And I just happened to check. So okay, here's the thing. Even though I do go on social media breaks, I don't really care to deactivate my professional Facebook account just because I don't really check it frequently anyways, and I kind of just leave it. It's more of my personal account that I get rid of temporarily. Anyways, he ended up requesting me through that professional Facebook account, and like I said, I had been going on the social media break, so I wasn't even checking Facebook so much, but it just so happens that the random time that I decided to check my Facebook account, I received a friend request from Trevor. And of course I recognized him right away. I accepted it. I actually ended up messaging him right away and said, hey, like I haven't seen you in a while. Have you been to BR recently? I told him that I'm not working there anymore, blah, blah, blah. So basically from there, we were sending messages back and forth trying to catch up. And eventually, I don't even think it took long. It was just a couple messages and then we exchanged numbers. Again, it was nothing weird because we did know each other. We were friends, or we knew each other from school. So it's not like one of those uncomfortable things where you're unsure if you should give them your phone number. But anyways, we ended up texting each other all throughout the day, all throughout the week.
Yeah, and then I found out that she worked downtown and I worked downtown as well. So I was saying like, well, did you want to meet for lunch, you know, sometime this week? And it had only been a couple days since we connected again. And she was like, yeah, sure, we can do lunch. And then I was asking her where she worked, and she was kind of on the outskirts of downtown. So then I was just like, well, from where I was, you were maybe not the outskirts, but from where I was located downtown and where you were located downtown, it was a little bit of a walk.
It was far. We
would have had
far from each other. I wasn't working in the outskirts though.
No, but what I mean is, for us to get together, it would have taken up travel time, would have taken up more of our lunch break than, you know what I mean? So we'd have less time to catch up basically. And then so I suggested, well, do you want to maybe get together this weekend? And, you know, I was just like, you know, we can get together for a coffee, or we can get together for, you know, just grab a bite to eat, or go to a movie, or we could do dinner and a movie. And then, of course, like knowing Kian now, she's just like, we could do food. Like, we can get something, we can get something to eat. So that's what we did. We ended up getting together, and we went to the Keg. And funny story was, when I was driving to her house, I was just like, cause kind of in my head, I was like, maybe she thought it was like just like, oh, two friends catching up, but I was kind of, I don't know, I think I maybe had a little bit more of intentions, like hoping maybe that I could make a good impression and just hopefully see where this went. So I decided, you know,
to him it was a date. To me, it was a friendly,
just whatever, two friends catching up, right?
Yeah.
So I decided, okay, like I'm gonna go and I'm gonna pick her up a flower, right? Like not flowers, because then that would just be too serious, and not red roses, because then that just
That's
would
too much.
freak her out, right? So then I just picked her up like a single purple rose, and I didn't give it to her. I just left it on the passenger seat, so when she opens the door, she would see this flower there sitting for her, right? And it turns out that when she did come to the car and she opened the door and she saw the flower there, she didn't know if that was for her, or if it was from somebody else that I just left there.
I was not sure, honestly. He was trying to be smooth, and I appreciate it. But like I said, especially because I thought it was a friendly date, like it was just us catching up. As soon as I opened the passenger door and saw that there was a flower on the seat, I was like panicking. I was like, do I say thank you? Do I move it and put it away? Like, is this somebody else's? Like, I was so confused. Like, I was panicking, seriously. And then I was like, just say something, just make a wild guess. And I was like, oh, thanks. And then it turns out it really was for me. I was like, oh, thank goodness.
I can't believe you think
Could you imagine if it was for somebody else, or somebody had just left it? I don't know, that's the thing. I had no idea that he was kind of interested in me, and I had no idea.
Okay, so anyway, fast forward, we're at dinner now. We go to the Keg, and the only really story or anything that I can think about that date was she had a friend that was a waiter or a waiter who
happened to work at that location
at the restaurant. And I don't know if you guys were from school or something like that.
Yeah, we were from school.
So he sees her, and then he's just like, oh, hey, you know, talking and
during our dinner. And
so I was just like, okay, whatever. They're friends. They know each other. That's cool. And then he kind of kept coming back. And so I'm on a date, right? And this guy just keeps coming and interrupting our dinner just to talk about random stuff that he could do another time. And so it's our first date, so I can't be that jerk that gives the guy like the beat it look, you know what I mean? Because then that's gonna come off crazy. Goodness. He was messing up the flow of my date, is what he was doing.
Yeah. And I do remember during, sorry, I don't know if you were, sorry for interrupting, but I remember at some point in our dinner, I was telling him that I was confused about what to wear that day, or yeah, for our dinner. And then he was like, he kind of like giggled, and he said, you were having a hard time looking for an outfit too? And I was like, oh my gosh, I think he misunderstood me. Like, I think what he meant was that he was trying so hard to impress me. I think that he was trying to find the best outfit for that evening, whereas me, the reason why I said I was having a hard time looking for an outfit that night was because, yes, it was in June, but Calgary weather is so weird. That's the reason why I said that I had a hard time looking for an outfit.
Whatever, it worked out.
But he actually did something super smooth during that dinner. I remember when we were wrapping up our dinner and we were supposed to pay already, he basically had already paid the bill without me knowing.
Instead of the waiter bringing the bill, he just brings me the statement or whatever. The bill's already paid for, all that other stuff done. It's just a little bit of a smooth touch, and it worked out because she liked it and she still remembers it as being cool to this day, almost 3 years later. So do it up, that's a good idea. And another thing, so while we were on our date, she gets a call from Casey, her sister, and they had plans to meet up with some other friends later that night. So she was talking on the phone with them, and I was just kind of listening, and from what they were saying, I could tell that she had plans later on. So I was actually really bummed because I was hoping to just hang out like
all night,
like for a long time, right? And it felt like the night was gonna be ending soon, like right after dinner, because she had to go meet up with her sister. And then I think she said something like, you know, can Trevor come with us? And I was just like,
no, I said like,
or I'll invite Trevor, or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So then I was just, I got excited again, because I was just like, oh, wicked, this is gonna continue. And then, so yeah, it continued. I met up with her sister and her friends, and then we ended up staying out all night, just going to different places and talking all night. And
yeah, the funny thing about it too is that I remember clearly I was trying to fix my sleeping schedule during the time that you and I got reconnected. So I was actually only gonna go see Trevor for dinner, because I figured, okay, dinner, you're pretty much gonna end at around 8 or 9 o'clock the latest. And I actually didn't even want to go hang out with my friends, even though I had a friend visiting from Winnipeg, and I really, you know, should have wanted to go out because of that reason. But I was really hesitating, but I was very willing to go out with Trevor because it was just a dinner. Plus, actually during that time, I did not want to go on dates. I didn't care for, like, I was so awkward when I knew that guys like me, not that there was a lot, not that they were lined up, but I don't know, I just have a thing, like, I'm so awkward. And the reason why I was willing to go out with Trevor was because, like I said, I didn't think he was interested in me. I didn't think it was an actual date. So honestly, it was even perfect that we had known each other from the past, that we were more of like friends, because if I had known that he actually liked me, I wouldn't have gone out with him. Like, I really don't think so. But it was just funny because, like Trevor had mentioned, he did join us. He joined us with my friends. And we were basically, I don't want to call it bar hopping, but kind of. It wasn't
just like okay, like different.
Yeah, just very like chill lounge. Yeah, not so much bars, but like we
like restaurants where you can order drinks and stuff like that. And
anyways, what I do remember during that time that we were at that karaoke place was that my friends ordered some wings. And to the people who do know me in real life, I'm all about food. But I remember clearly that night I was so focused on Trevor for whatever reason. I don't know if I had known that night that I kind of liked him, but I remember I was so focused on Trevor that I did not even eat. I just was so focused on kind of like catching up with him and talking to him that I did not even eat. And that should have been a sign that I probably did like you already, because I ignored chicken wings. Like, oh my goodness, that's crazy. But yeah, we ended up staying out up until maybe 4 o'clock or something like that in the morning, and then we decided to go home. So my sister and I obviously lived in the same place, and then my friend joined us from Winnipeg, and then Trevor decided to come with us to our place. And I remember we were sitting out in the patio.
Yeah, we were sitting on this small couch that they had on their patio, and we were just sitting on the couch, and it was early in the morning, so it was a little bit cool. And then Casey grabbed the blanket, and she just put a blanket kind of over our legs, right? And then I was just kind of like, I don't know, I was kind of excited because I had like my hand on
he thought about an opportunity.
Yeah, so I had my hand well, just kind of like down by my leg, but on the couch. And because the blanket was over top of us, like nobody could see, so I was just kind of like sliding my hand like a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. And I was hoping that at any moment I would just, you know,
feel my hand.
Yeah, like feel her hand or something, and then I'd hold her hand. It's so high school thinking back. I'm like, why can't I just be a man and grab your hand? But I was just in my head, I was just like, holy crap, like how far is your hand? Like I felt like my arm was completely stretched out. And I don't think I did.
No,
ever
you didn't.
Touch your hand. So
you
then,
didn't touch anything.
Yeah.
No.
So anyway, I ended up leaving your place at like 5:30 in the morning, and the only reason, and it was the first time that I had ever stayed up all night. And I was never really all night kind of guy, right? But that was the first time that I could remember, at least, that I actually stayed up all night. And the only reason why I did leave was because I was actually dog sitting for a friend that weekend. And I had to get home, or at least to his place, to let his dogs out and to feed them, because I think I fed them before our date,
For dinner,
which was at like what, 6 o'clock-ish maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
So for 12 hours, the poor thing was by himself in a house. He didn't go out to the bathroom, and he hadn't had anything to eat. So he didn't mess in the house and everything like that. It worked out, but that was really the only reason why I left, or else I probably would have stayed until you kicked me out.
Yeah, and you wouldn't have been kicked out. My friend ended up staying over, and I remember soon after Trevor left, my friend and I were just talking, and then my friend noticed the flower, because we were kind of just chatting around the table, and then he's like, he got you a flower. He's like, he likes you. I'm like, no, he doesn't. And then I just got quiet, and I was like, you think he likes me? But yeah, like I had no idea. But that was such a funny first date, because we always debated on whether it really was a first date or not, because he thought it was the first date and I really didn't.
I treated it as a date. I don't know, I wouldn't say it was the first date, but I definitely had the mindset that, yeah, I'm taking her out kind of thing.
Yeah.
So hope you guys liked it, and hope you guys tune in next week when we'll talk about our first kiss. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to thumbs up the video and like it, and subscribe if you haven't.